teaches force control and precision. Need both. Ha, right then, all yours. Don't worry about knocking him a bit too far. Just holler and I'll toss him back into place. Back when I was training Noelle, she'd blast the barrels to splinters the second she got nervous. Couldn't stop her from cleaning up the whole mess herself afterward. Over time, she became the finest cleaner in the Knights, bar none. Ha! She might not have realized it, but that's progress too. First time I did this training with Razor, it took us an entire day to finish. Know why? He spent a quarter of the day rolling the barrels, and the other 3/4 trying to figure out what the heck I was talking about. Jean and Albedo once sat me down to have a serious discussion about whether or not the Spark Knight needed to take part in basic training like this. The Knight's basic training helps build character.
Paimon's hands are sore just from watching you. There's gotta be an easier way, right?
Come to think of it, you haven't met Rowan yet, have you? Kid's so used to doing things his way, he didn't even show up when it was time for the training. Asked him about it later. He said he went to poke a hornet's nest full of monsters, and as for barrel drills, he didn't think targets that wouldn't hit back were worth his time.
Thank you for
Last time, Columbina told us a whole bunch about the Fatui. Wonder what sort of things she'll talk about today. Let's hope she's in the mood to share. Columbina? Oh, it looks like something's bothering her.
Is it this one? Not this one either, then? What about this? Is it this one? Not this one either, then? Not this blue, then? Oh, it's you. Could you help me? I'll be sure to return the favor.
Are you kidding? You know you don't owe us anything, right? Yeah, we'd help you even if you had nothing to give us. So, what sort of help do you need?
Well, to be precise, this creature is the one that needs help.
Huh? The Kuhenki?
Yes. This little one procured a paintbrush somewhere, and upon returning to my side, proceeded to swish about happily. I found a canvas and some paint for her, but though some time has passed, her attempts to mix the colors she desires have met with little success.
Who charades. Sorry, we didn't catch any of that. Huh. Looks like she's taken an interest in your pack.
Perhaps you carry suitable colors on your person.
We don't usually carry around stuff like that. Speaking of which, where did you find the paint? No offense, but you, don't look like the painting sort.
This little one was quite impatient, so I made some paint using the colorful flowers nearby.
Huh. Could Luanatar be looking for other colorful things to make paint with then? Come on, let's see what we've got in our packs. Okay, relax. Will these do?
Yes, the
Man, Paimon never knew Kuhenki could do art.
Kuhenki are much like us in truth. Each one has its own personality and hobbies.
Wait, does that mean you can tell all the Kuhenki and Nakrai apart from each other?
The ones I've met, yes.
Huh, that's impressive. Especially because, other than Luanatar, all the other Kuhenki kinda look the same. So, what is this little painter's name?
Name?
Wait, they do have names, don't they?
We recognize each other, and that's enough. We don't need names. I don't have one either.
That doesn't mean you have to continue the cycle. Let's think. Luanatar means a creature born beneath the moon goddess's blessing. So, what would painting be in the language of the Frost Moon Scions?
I think it would be Naus? Malaus? Yes, Malaus.
Ooh, sounds nice! Let's go with that! What is it, Malaus? Done with your painting? Oh, let's see! Whoa! What in the... This is amazing! Paimon was expecting something a lot more childish. Or, you know, Melusine-like.
The Kuhenki are adept at sensing their surroundings. When it comes to recreating what they've seen, they tend to capture things exactly as they were.
It looks like Kalamina when she was first born.
Huh?
Olama said your birth was recorded by the Frost Moon Scions, but this painting does look a bit different.
This little one, Malaus, was one of the first Kuhenki born. It's possible this is Malaus's interpretation of how things looked back then.
Seems like you're trying to help us to get to know your goddess, huh, Malaus? Don't worry, Malaus. We appreciate it. We're all friends here. Wow, that was quick! You finished another painting already? This must depict the Frost Moon Scions worshipping Kalamina as their goddess. What's she doing by the altar? The details are too small to make out. Oh, so she was eating the offerings.
Was I not supposed to?
Oh, no. It's just a bit, unconventional.
Well, they were delicious.
Fair point.
Yes, I understand. Give me your hand. It's not like that. This is proof that we're friends.
A long time ago, there was a young woman who ran away from home. After spending the last of her mora, she trod through the cold of winter, shivering in her threadbare clothes. Suddenly, the young woman found herself stepping out onto thin air, and she fell through into a strange place. But before she could react, a voice rang out from somewhere in the distance. This is the secret home of Nicola Coco, the great mage everlasting. O destitute one, tell me your heart's greatest wish, and with my guidance, you shall attain it.
Whoa! That was a strange voice. Nicola Coco.
The young woman was in awe of the mage's magnificence and beauty. After a lengthy silence, she solemnly declared, "O great mage from afar, how beauteous and wise you are! The moment I beheld you, my heart began to flutter. All my heart desires now is to make your wishes mine." The subtlest of smiles appeared on the mage's face as she replied, "Very well, then I shall task you with performing certain deeds on my behalf. such as those that are within your ability. Your guide is here, and your reward awaits you in the days to come.
Guide? Does that mean this glowing orb?
Secret home, said the young wanderer, with a look of confusion on their face. Where is this secret home of which you speak? The mage's voice grew somewhat flustered upon hearing this question. Wait, does it make sense for this to be a bashful character? Oh, never mind. I'll keep it in for now. Mr. Nine can always refine it later. Ahem. It is rather rude to ask such questions of a mage, young one. The Mage's Lodge is under renovation. Very soon you shall be stunned by its grandeur. This shall be your trial. Offer up your strength and help this great mage to build her territory. As the young woman continued forth, she noticed many exquisite statues. These are all those who opposed me. I quite like that. A spur-of-the-moment addition, but dare I say it was a good one. A mage ought to be a powerful and dangerous figure. Danger lends a certain mystique, and without mystique, the world would be a very dim place. But turning people to stone at the drop of a hat? Is that too over the top? And no one wants to be around someone that capricious. Okay, I think I'll dial it back and turn it into more of a vague warning. Upon hearing this, anyway, statues. That's what I need your help with. The Mage's Lodge is feeling a little empty, and I should like to fill the space with some more adorable companions. Well then, young one. Now you have learned of the troubles faced by this mage. Nicola Coco requires your aid to build her sacred territory. The mage poured a cup of tea for her visitor. What say you?
Wait a minute! Shouldn't we think twice before going all in on this? We don't know anything about this huh? Although, having said that, Nicola Coco... Ah! Is it...
Correct. What do you think of my story?
Hard to say.
I haven't decided yet. I need to renovate my home first. Perhaps I'll have a burst of inspiration after. Anyway, if you can hear my voice, I assume that means you're currently in Nodcry. In which case, could I trouble you to gather a... Exactly. I'm thinking of building a few...
Are you serious? Alright then, wait here. We'll head out and see what we can find. Hey, look over there! Are those finches? Let's see. Oh! Let's snap a few photos to take back.
A treasure buried in time.
Busted. Here comes the catch. A chest full of valuables and a trove. Potential clues. A chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues. Take it easy. Take it easy. Easy money. Hup.
Off to the freezer! Goose on the loose! Let the world come alive!
Gotcha. Game's up. Thumbs up.
Search!
A treasure buried in time.
Is it a mandragora? Paimon thinks so. Some of these. Yes, that's the one. That's. Ah! Oh, I wasn't expecting it to jump us like that! Go on, Traveler! You got this! That should do it! Come on, Kiddo!
Your hard work is paying off, as it should.
Hey, Nicole! We're back!
That was quick. You two.
It's nothing. But,
You can hold on to them for now. I'll be there in a couple of days. We can talk more about the statues then.
sure thing! See you in a couple days!
Just who I wanted to see. I'm delighted with the photos you took. Excellent source material. Now, I have all the carving tools ready to go. Would you like to try it together?
Carving tools? You mean these blocks?
That's right. The statues are inside the stones. All we need to do is remove any excess material. To make things a little easier for you, I've provided a guide on how the carving process works. Allow me to demonstrate. First, we make some big, bold cuts to carve out the general shape. The numbers on the stones represent the amount of material you need to keep in a given column. So, first we do this. And then this.
Oh, it's starting to take shape!
Got it? If you carve the blocks this way, you should be able to see the basic form. Then, you just need to add some finishing touches, and voila!
Wait, what? It suddenly changed in the blink of an eye!
A great mage doesn't reveal her secrets that easily. Just behold, and be amazed. You got the basic carving process down, yes? Focus on that, and leave the finishing touches to me. Much obliged.
Alright. What the? This is way more difficult than the one you walked us through!
Oh, sorry. sorry, wrong. That's the one I was going to work on. Yours is over here.
Whew. Well, that's a... Let's go! Do you still remember Nicole's process? The numbers represent the amount that we need to keep per column. So, if the number is 0, that means we gotta remove the whole thing. And if it says 3, that means we just mark the whole thing as keep, right? Looks like we made a mistake here. Reset and try again. Looks like we made a mistake here. Reset and try again. Looks like we made a mistake here. Whoops. Looks like this one seems to be giving you some trouble. Need any help? Now, we just need Nicole to add the...
You got rid of all the extraneous stone, yes? Let me take a look.
It's done! Oh, it's the Mage's Lodge! When did that get there?
Is this the power of a mage? The young visitor's voice was filled.
Aha! Finally, the story continues!
They lived happily ever after. The end.
Huh?
Tough customers, huh? Well, if you're that eager to hear it, I suppose I'll take it from the top. All my heart desires now is to make your wishes mine, said the young woman. Those words won her the full attention of the great mage, Nicola Coco. But just as they had started warming up to one another, a group of uninvited guests stormed in, seized the mage, and absconded with her. As the youngster stood there in shock, a new mage by the name of Alenus appeared. She signed a contract with the youngster, bestowing the power of magic upon them. But after making it through a grueling training program, they would come to discover another conspiracy operating in the background. As it turned out, the great mage Nicola Coco was an alien entity. Her true identity was the first daughter of King Meowtress, the third of Planet Meow. She had come disguised as a mage as part of a secret plot to trick the entire world into worshipping Planet Meow. Oh, great mage! Have you been lying to me all this while? The youngster's voice trembled as their heart began to break. Leave me. War is destined to break out between our planet and yours. We were foes from the very start. The mage turned her face away, refusing to let anyone see the tears welling up in her eyes. But the youngster bravely reached out and grabbed her by the arm, swearing to never leave her. Moved by this display of passion, the mage decided to rebel. But in that moment, Alenus, who had once aided the youngster, now took the side of the king. Alenus had been Meowtrus III's second daughter all along. She had only helped the youngster in the hopes that her sister might be incited to treason, thus giving her the chance to usurp Nicholas' place in the line of succession. Anyway, that's the gist of it. In the end, the youngster, who by this point had turned into a cat, worked with the mage to successfully foil the king's plot. Then, they returned to the mage's lodge together and lived happily ever after in peace and quiet. The end.
That was amazing! This story has everything! True love, rebellion against injustice.
That can't be helped. All creations escape the controlling grasp of their creator eventually. We angels are a case in point. Once, we were tasked with guiding human beings, but because some of us chose a different path, our entire race was punished. If even the heavenly principles can't fully control their own creations, what chance do I stand? Fate is always ineffable, and yet, I still hope I can guide those I meet towards a happy ending to their tale. That applies to characters in my stories as well. Anyway, the story's over now, and I'm running a little low on energy. Next time I've got a good story to tell, I'll share it with you, all right?
All things come to an end, even time itself.
Strike a pop! Off to the freezer!
Quietly now.
Where do we come from? And where are we going?
Nothing like good fresh bread to raise everyone's morale.
A treasure buried in time. earned yourself a reward. Your hard work is paying. Off, as it should. You've earned yourself a reward. A treasure buried in time. Your hard work is paying off, as it should. Your hard work is paying off, as it should. A treasure buried in time. A treasure buried in time. You've earned yourself a reward.
Observe. Do you fear the dark. To dust. The long sleep beckons.
Wayne.
It's all yours. Every little bit counts.
Our bond is strong.
Close your eyes.
Time to go.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
Time to go.
A moonlit night for all.
Observe. Beware the creatures of the night. Be silent. Observe.
Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist. Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion? Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist. Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion? these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist. Not to be sniffed at. Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist. Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion?
Yeah.
I'll settle this.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
The night cometh.
Close your eyes.
Do you fear the dark?
Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
The wind knows me.
Be silent. The long sleep beckons.
Lightning purified! Stand with me!
Whoa, a new moon rises.
Observe.
Close your eyes. Be silent.
Dissipate! Out of my way!
Wayne.
Not to be sniffed at. Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
to the wind.
Observe. Close your eyes.
To dust. Be silent. Night falls.
Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please. I insist.
Our bond is strong. Wayne.
Close your eyes. Night falls.
I'll settle this. Three moons converge.
Be silent.
Close your eyes.
Stand with me. Surge.
Be silent.
Close your eyes.
Out of my way. Dissipate. Our bond is strong.
Observe. goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion?
Welcome, welcome. I'm not in Nodcry at the moment. I'm actually in Sumeru watching a Rishbalin tiger baring its teeth at me. There's tea on the table, though. Help yourselves. O ye of little faith. Rest assured that a mage's teeth... Sorry. Gotta go. It's charging right at me. What a brave little kitty. Welcome. I'm not in Nodcry at the moment. I'm actually... O ye of little faith. Sorry.
Looks like we made a mistake here. Reset and try again. Looks like we made a mistake here. Reset and try again. mistake here. Reset and try again. Oops! Looks like we made a mistake here. Reset and try again.
Squad leader, I've compiled what data we have on the bases we can still control. My report is over at the command post.
Got it. Thanks, Roland.
Squad leader, our comrades in the east seem to have butted heads with the Fatui. They say they're going to send someone over.
Got it. I'll be over as soon as I can.
Jeez, Itlua. Are you always this busy?
Recently, yes. There's just so much work to catch up on.
Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion?
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask for a while now. What are these vehicle thingies we keep seeing in the Lightkeepers' camps? It'd be awesome if you really could cook up there. What? Yeah, that was...
Oh, these? Officially, they're called moon wagons. They're transportation tools we made by modifying Snezhnayan mechanical vehicles. You can think of them as Kuvaki-powered mobile lighthouses. They're not quick by any means, but they save us a whole lot of trouble and manpower when it comes to transporting supplies. As for cooking functionality, I hadn't actually given that any thought. But you know, if we did install a toaster in there... Oh, no. Filling stomachs is a key part of a Ratnik's duties too. Thanks for reminding me of that, Paimon. A proper food truck would save us from having to build makeshift stone stoves just to eat a hot meal.
Right? And that way, you could even hold your own bonfire parties too! Except, everyone does seem really busy. Not sure they'd be in the mood for that.
Actually, I really hope that one day, we can. Just the thought of it makes me smile. But that day will have to wait. For now, at least.
Yeah, it's all because of the wild hunt, isn't it?
Yes. Flint's did send word from the south that the strongest wild hunt anomaly we know of has been destroyed with your help. But it continues to cause havoc elsewhere, so there's no easing off for us. Not only must we shore up our bases themselves, we also need to ensure that the roads are clear, which entails dispatching Ratniki at regular intervals to patrol vast areas of land.
Whew. Just listening to all that is kind of tiring already. You Lightkeepers sure have it tough.
And that's just the basics. The real danger lies with those wild hunt outbreaks that suddenly just appear out of nowhere. Such tasks are all handled by Gramps, Flynn's, Olav, and those guys. I can't have Gramps fretting over every last thing, so I've taken over handling of the groundwork. Honestly, compared to our shortage of manpower, supply prep is nothing. To continue on the topic of food, even the best cook in the world couldn't do anything without ingredients. Over the years, many of our former bases have fallen into disrepair, making them ill-suited for long-term postings. At the moment, everyone has to shuttle back and forth between our camps and HQ. Yup, and that's turning this place into a permanent base. And most importantly, what's a Lightkeeper stronghold without a lighthouse?
So, you want to build one here?
Exactly. We'll need it if we're to stand any chance against the Wild Hunt's attacks. Which is easy to say, but in practice, I think you've seen enough to know it's not going too smoothly.
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot that we were here to help. So, what's the issue?
Well, building our encampment will require lots of fuel and supplies. Generally, we bring it all in on moon wagons all the way from Pyramida. If only it were so simple. The main problem is, we need a special kind of oil refined using kuvaki. It's true that the plants nearby are full of kuvaki, and they'll keep us going. For a while, at least. But supplying the fuel for a lighthouse is a whole other ballgame. Unfortunately, though, there's been no sign of the supplies that should have arrived last night. Valdez is in charge of transport, and he's always been meticulous, so it's unlikely that he got careless and missed the timing or something. And that's precisely why I'm worried that they might have encountered some trouble.
Yeah, there's always a way out of every jam. Even if that means being trapped inside a sealed barrel or getting buried neck deep. Surely this can't be any worse than that.
Don't tell me that's actually happened. I guess I underestimated you two again.
Anyway, we can have a look around. Maybe they've just lost their way.
Maybe.
Yep, let's move.
He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. People ought not be so frightened of ghosts. They are merely talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs. He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. People ought not be so frightened of ghosts. They are merely talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs. Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire. He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire. People ought not be so frightened of ghosts. They are merely talking shadows, chattering away endlessly about their past affairs. Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire. He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the Wild Hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. Let us have a modicum of patience for the richness and complexity of humanity. The wanton cruelty of the few is not worth our ire.
Strange. I thought I just heard something.
Well, that's weird. That's the vehicle, all right, but they're just...
Squad leader! Thank the gods you're here! Please, help me!
Valdis, how did you end up here?
It's a long story, but the barrier created by these mandragoras can't be broken from inside, so I've been stuck in here for almost the whole day.
Something about this doesn't quite add up. This place isn't on the main road from Pyramida, nor is it some sort of shortcut. And as for the mandragoras, they wouldn't usually bother passersby unless they were trespassing on their territory. In short, I'd like an explanation as to how you ended up here, and a reasonable one at that, or you might have to stay in there a while longer.
Whoa! You don't usually see Itlua getting angry. Paimon's kinda scared now, too. Oh, that's true. Guess being an adventurer really does have its advantages. It's a good thing we're only honorary squad members, or we'd be subject to his discipline too.
All right. Last night, I found the path to our camp blocked by a large group of mandragoras. You know how I like studying insects and plants, squad leader, and it was such a rare sight to see this many mandragoras gathered in one place. I didn't want to miss the opportunity, so I followed them all the way here. But then... I'm so sorry. I'll take responsibility for this, I promise. How about I cover Night Watch for the coming week? No, make that the whole month. What do you mean? You're not just gonna leave me here, are you? Please, I know I was in the wrong.
You know, he does look really sorry. Let's just save him first, alright? He's got enough punishment waiting for him as it is.
You're right, Paimon. We can discuss the breaking of regulations after we get back. For now, let's concentrate on getting him out of here. I could use your help again, Traveler.
Thank you.
Just doing what you're good at won't cut it, you know. Sometimes the only way to grow stronger is to step out of your comfort zone. They say that the calmer things seem on the surface, the more likely that danger lurks in the shadows. Not sure if that's always true, but it never hurts to stay alert. You cold? Gotta be careful you don't catch a chill. Come on, I'll fix you a bowl of hot soup. Just doing what you're good at won't cut it, you know. Sometimes the only way to grow stronger is to step out of your comfort zone. You cold? Gotta be careful you don't catch a chill. Come on, I'll fix you a bowl of hot soup. guard down. Prepare for battle, everyone.
Stand with me!
A new moon rises.
Close your eyes. Night falls. Beware the creatures of the night. Observe.
I'll settle this!
As one with wind and cloud, wind strike.
Close your eyes. To dust. Observe.
Phew! Finally drove out those monsters! What's going on here? Surely they couldn't have been waiting in ambush this whole time.
The Wild Hunt. The Mandragoras. Huh, I get it.
Huh? Have you figured something out, Iluwa?
Valdis, I think these Mandragoras trapped you inside the barrier to protect you. They're very sensitive to shifts in their environment. I myself heard some strange murmurs on the way here. Come to think of it, it must have come from the Wild Hunt monsters, who had yet to manifest at that time. These Mandragoras must have detected them very early on, which is why they barred your path and prevented you from continuing onward. Only to have you follow them anyway, leaving them no choice but to trap you here for your protection.
I see. So that's what was going on. No wonder they refused to leave the area.
They probably only protected you because they detected the scent of grass and flowers on your person. Perhaps because of all the time you spend around them. Either way, thank you both. There doesn't seem to be any further danger.
There they go. Adorable little fellas, huh? And they didn't even ask for a reward. Imagine if we had them around to watch our backs. We'd never have to worry about being ambushed while opening treasure chests again. You know, putting it like that, it was kind of understandable that Valdis would want to follow them.
Right? Finally, someone understands me. I know, I'm sorry. I'll take whatever's coming to me.
All right, now that we've got him out. Alrighty, that's the issue resolved and our fuel stocks replenished. Thank you both very much.
Don't mention it. We're part of the team, right?
He neglected his duty while escorting a supply shipment, which is a violation of our regulations. However, he did encounter a pretty dangerous situation related to the Wild Hunt, and we didn't end up suffering any losses. As such, as per his wishes, he'll be responsible for protecting the lighthouse throughout its next month of construction.
Hope he doesn't start slacking off again. Now that she's a member of the team, Paimon's gonna start coming down to check up on him. Oh, and see how the lighthouse is coming. Speaking of which, Paimon wonders what it'll look like once it's all done.
It won't be as impressive as the one at Final Night Cemetery, that's for sure. Still, it'll be bright enough to serve as a beacon to guide travelers through the night. So long as we're able to keep people safe, whether from the Wild Hunt or anything else, our efforts will not have been in vain. Anyway, I should go back to sorting through our archives. All that work isn't gonna do itself. Don't worry, we won't be this busy forever. We should be able to put our feet up a bit once this place is up and running.
In that case, we'll help you out. That way, it'll be done in no time.
Your help would be most welcome, believe me. But I'm sure you've got a lot on your plate already. And asking you to come all this way just to do our work for us, it wouldn't feel right. How about this then? If you find anything useful during your adventures and you happen to be passing by, feel free to drop it off.
Come on, it's no biggie. Like you said, we're squad mates now. Isn't that right, Traveler?
In that case, let me say again that it's an honor to have you as my squad mates.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out.
Back when I was training Noelle, she'd blast the barrels to splinters the second she got nervous. Couldn't stop her from cleaning up the whole mess herself afterward. Over time, she became the finest cleaner in the Knights, bar none. Ha! She might not have realized it, but that's progress too.
If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult.
First time I did this training with Razor, it took us an entire day to finish. Know why? He spent a quarter of the day rolling the barrels, and the other 3/4 trying to figure out what the heck I was talking about. Jean and Albedo once sat me down to have a serious discussion about whether or not the Spark Knight needed to take part in basic training like this. A Knight's basic training helps build character, but since the Spark Knight's still so young, I decided to get her opinion. She happily brought her bombs to the training grounds, and so we reached a consensus. We won't discuss the matter again until she's a bit older.
Paimon's hands are sore just from watching you. There's gotta be an easier way, right?
Come to think of it, you haven't met Rowan yet, have you? Kid's so used to doing things his way, he didn't even show up when it was time for the training. Asked him about it later. He said he went to poke a hornet's nest full of monsters, and as for barrel drills, he didn't think targets that wouldn't hit back were worth his time.
Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult.
Ah, Grandmaster! Honorary Knight! They're back! They're back! They're back! Everyone, fall in and give them a proper welcome!
Wow, we're this popular? Paimon feels like blushing.
How the wind carries that scent from afar! Sweet Barbados, it's true. Dandelion wine.
Ah, a special brew from Dawn Winery to boot. They're back. All my precious memories, they're all flooding back.
Oh. So, the welcome isn't for us, is it?
Yes, this is it! This is the taste! Oh, it's just how I remembered it.
Amazing! After all these years!
Ah, I was starting to think I'd already forgotten the taste of a good Dawn Winery vintage.
If the taste hasn't changed, then my home back in Springvale probably hasn't changed either. Right? Thank you, Honorary Knight.
That's enough. Put a cork in it, everyone. Barrels stay sealed until everyone's back. Let's finish the party prep in the meantime.
Oh, yes, sir. On it, sir.
Like I said, drinking is the most serious of serious business.
Oh, sticky honey roast, sweet madams. Paimon never thought she'd get to eat such authentic Mondstadt dishes out here. Wait, where's Varka? Anyone seen him? He's not passed out drunk in a ditch somewhere, is he? Okay, Paimon will catch up when she finishes. is a
So, what's the hero who saved our savior and brought it back to camp doing in a corner like this? Truth is, what I've got in my cup is the most special of special brews. It can only be drunk alone. But since you've caught me, nothing for it. Here, have a cup. Got me. Just a joke. Not a drop of liquor on me right now. If you're thirsty for a real drink, go find Yumeni later. She's got plenty in stock. A camp always needs to have one sober soul to guard their drunk comrades from things that go bump in the night. Those have been my standing orders since this expedition started. Rotten luck, eh? Just so happens that tonight, it's my turn to be that sober soul. So, on this night when they're all drunk, I can't be. Who knows? Maybe fate just gets a kick out of messing with us. If it had come one day later, maybe I'd have been down there guzzling wine to my heart's content. But if it had come but one day later, maybe you'd have passed the camp by, missed the feast, never even had this chance to talk. Nobody can say what choices lead to what outcomes until the time comes. Just like when I decided to lead this expedition out of Mondstadt. Never imagined I'd make it this far. That's how it turned out, aye. But when we marched, all I knew was this. An abyssal storm was brewing up north, one that threatened to scour all of Tevat. It took us some time to mobilize, but where would the enemy appear? And what form would they take? That was all a complete mystery to us when we set out. All we could do was gather intel as we marched, preparing for every contingency. Ha! Quick study, aren't you? Alas, the enemy won't sit around twiddling their thumbs while we finish preparing. Every hour we hesitated, the abyss was devouring the lives of countless people. The sooner we marched, the sooner we could change their fates. That was all the intel we needed to launch this expedition. None of that formality, honorary knight. And you're no different. Your journey's also changed many people's fates. Be it Mondstadt back then, Dvalin, or Nodcry now, the expeditionary force. Even my fate, too. The fact that we can sing around the bonfire, drinking and thinking about the future, none of that could have happened without your arrival, traveler. Who's to say? Fate's fickle and hard to fathom after all. But as long as you're alive, there's hope. The wine we didn't drink tonight, we can have tomorrow. The lads will save my share. As long as we're still breathing, tomorrow will bring more wine and laughter. So cheers to tomorrow, to hope.
If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult. If the Arataki gang stirs up any trouble, I'll drag every last one of them back to apologize. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's really not all that difficult. All right, this'll do. Just let me know if you ever find yourself in a pinch. I can help you out. The criteria for certificate exams are straightforward enough. What it really comes down to is whether you are willing to put in the time. If you study and practice, then it's worth it. Every little bit counts.
Time to go. Wind Strider. Time to go.
Use the force off.
Change the plan.
No one mess.
Be silent. Close your eyes. To dust.
Save yourself.
Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
Our bond is strong.
A moonlit night for all.
Clouds high. The bird.
Observe. To dust. Be silent. Perhaps these treasures might be of utility to you on your journey. Please, I insist.
Stand with me.
Wait.
One with nature.
Close your eyes. Be silent. To dust. Close your eyes. Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion? He who wishes to peer into the abyss needs simply to wander through Nodcry on a misty night. The march of the wild hunt will be sure to drag him into the darkness. long sleep beckons.
I'll settle this. Our bond is strong.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Be silent. Observe.
A moonlit night for all. Out of my way! Dissipate!
Wind strategy. Brings a smile to my face. Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering? Follow the wind. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go. The wind knows me.
Our bond is strong.
The night cometh.
The wrong test subject.
Not to be sniffed at. Not to be sniffed at.